We have a big 2 years ahead of us in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. After the opening, I'm going to quickly break down the movies and TV shows coming this year for Phase 4 of the MCU. Well, hello there! My name's Jeremy and welcome back to Freeform Disney, where I talk about all aspects of Disney, from the animated movies to the theme parks to Star Wars, Marvel, and Pixar, and the TV shows, and everything else in between. And that is why it's Freeform. And keep coming back every day for new daily content. If you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now on to today's topic, looking forward to Marvel's MCU Phase 4 in 2020. A quick note, I'll try to talk about this with a minimum of spoilers, but it should be noted that it's pretty impossible to talk about Phase 4 of the MCU without spoiling at least a little bit of what has come before. Regarding the upcoming movies and TV shows, I will not be going into the realm of rumors, but rather talking about what we officially know so far. Phase 4 of the MCU will have 6 movies and 5 TV shows over the course of 2 years. Phase 4 has been talked about as being an interlude in the MCU. After which, one assumes we will likely start building toward another massive Avengers villain like Thanos. This image here shows a rough layout of Phase 4 which was shown to the audience at Disney's D23 convention. But there have already been a couple changes. WandaVision is now happening this year, and Spider-Man 3 is now happening in the middle of 2021, and a few other dates have shifted slightly along with that. A unique thing about Phase 4 is that there will be TV shows which are now part of the MCU. Originally, when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, the impression had been given that the TV show and the movies would be connected with potential interplay between them. For a myriad of reasons, that sadly didn't turn out to happen. The show did take some cues from the movies, and even had a few guest stars including Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, but it was minimal and certainly not a two-way street. Now we are going to get TV shows that finally fulfill that initial promise of an integrated universe. An integrated universe that I so wanted to see out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and was sad when it turned out we weren't going to get that. And that's because these TV shows are being produced by Marvel Studios, the same studio making the movies, and will be overseen directly by Kevin Feige, the head of everything in the MCU. The TV shows will use major actors from the movies, characters from the shows could show up in the movies, and there will be a two-way street of the shows affecting the movies and the movies affecting the shows. Having TV shows like this gives the ability for a great depth to the MCU that we just can't achieve when we only have a few movies each year. Now this, by the way, I am super excited about. Jumping into Phase 4 of the MCU, the first thing coming out will be on May 1st and will be the Black Widow movie. Long have I been waiting for a Black Widow movie, since she was first introduced into the MCU way back in Iron Man 2. The movie will be exploring Black Widow's past coming back to haunt her, and will take place sometime after Captain America Civil War. Her co-stars Florence Pugh from last year's Midsommar and Little Women, and David Harbour, everyone's favorite sheriff from Stranger Things. I've been looking forward to a Black Widow movie for almost 10 years now, so you can bet that I'm definitely excited about this one. Can't wait to share all my thoughts with you after I see it in a couple months. Next up will be the first Disney Plus MCU TV show, which will come in August, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I warned you about spoilers, and I really can't talk about the show without spoiling a little bit of Avengers Endgame. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier picks up sometime after the events of Endgame. Cap has passed his shield on to Falcon, who will become the new Captain America now that Steve Rogers is out of the picture. Very little in concrete details have emerged yet. We know that there will be a huge threat and that Falcon taking up the mantle of Captain America will be a major part of the series. We also know it will be a 6-episode series and it will be released weekly. And am I excited about this? Oh yeah. And you can bet I'll be there to talk about each episode when they air. Then, on November 6th, comes the movie The Eternals. The Eternals are a group of immortal aliens created by the godlike Celestials. The planet Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was a Celestial, just for point of reference. And they have lived on Earth for over 7,000 years protecting humanity. Their enemies are called the Deviants, and we can expect to see some conflicts between the two. The movie will be an ensemble movie featuring a large cast, which includes people like Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, Don Lee, Gemma Chan, and Kit Harington. To me, this feels a little bit like Guardians of the Galaxy did when it first came out. It's a group I'm not that familiar with, and it looks like it has the potential to greatly expand the way we look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm really curious to see what this brings for us. And finishing off this year will be WandaVision, coming to Disney Plus in December. Similar to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the series will have 6 weekly episodes. As the title suggests, we will be seeing Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch, and Vision. It will be taking place after Endgame and will tie into the events of the upcoming Doctor Strange movie. The series has been described as part classic sitcom and part Marvel epic. Paul Bettany, who plays Vision, has called the series super avant-garde and weird. This sounds bizarre and awesome to me. I miss Vision, and it will be nice to see some kind of version of him on screen again. And Scarlet Witch is one of my favorite characters currently in the MCU, and I've been wanting to see a lot more of her character, and this looks like it will certainly do the trick. I'm glad this got bumped up to December so we don't have to wait as long for it to come out. Now, if you're going to ask what I'm most looking forward to this year, the TV shows will both outrank the movies, in part because they might be up to 3 times longer than the movies. I'm assuming they'll be hour-long episodes, although if it's like Mandalorian, I guess they could be half-hour. And also, these TV shows look like they will have clear impacts on the MCU, possibly more so than either of the 2 movies actually coming out this year. So, 4th on my list of most anticipated for the year is going to be The Eternals. It looks like a great cast, but it is also the only thing coming out this year where I'm not already invested in the characters. I don't read the Marvel comics, so I'm not familiar with the Eternals from that point of view. My experience with Marvel really comes from the MCU, from the movies. And number 3 then is Black Widow, and I've been looking forward to this movie for quite some time. So being number 3 is not a strike against it, but rather a point in favor of the other 2. Number 2, most anticipated for me, is The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now this was a tough pick between my top 2, and they are really close, but I have to give the edge for most anticipated for me to WandaVision because of the characters who just edge out Sam and Bucky, and the promise of the series being a bit bizarre and trying to be unique and break the mold on what we might expect. All of that leads to me anticipating it a little bit more. And guess what? It's the last one coming out this year, so I'm going to have to wait a while to see if it's my favorite of the year or not. What about you? Which of the 4 are you most looking forward to in 2020? Let me know down in the comments. As always, I'll try to respond as best I can. And thanks for watching. If you liked it, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And come back tomorrow to see why I think Disney Plus's Forky Asks a Question is secretly brilliant. And if you haven't done it yet, click the subscribe button and ring that bell. Have a magical day, and may the Force be with you, always.